Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to another video of Teaching Course for Beginners. Thank you so much for all your support and all of your just comments and all of your just honestly all of your support. It really means a lot. I'm so happy and grateful to be at 200 subscribers once again. And yeah, I'm just really grateful. I'm really in a really grateful mood. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into sorry, I'm just fixing that. So we're getting into the key of A natural today. Last week we were in the key of A flat and I was able to break it down even more so that you guys can understand that. And thank you so much for letting me know. For those of you who have let me know about, just the chords and how much you want to learn it more, but breaking it down more. I definitely hear you. And thank you so much for the feedback. All the feedback is really good and I really appreciate it. It's very constructive and very, it helps me plan ahead. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're in the key of A today. Right. So yeah, we're in the key of A. Once again, we're going to keep it very simple, very simple. So let's go over our scale degrees. So our scale degrees, so A is going to be our 1, B is going to be 2, C sharp is 3, D is 4, E is 5, F sharp is 6, G sharp is 7, and then back to the 1, which is A. Okay, so to begin, we got our tritone in our left hand, and I always like to start with the tritones because they help. Once again, they help make up the bluesy slash churchy feel essence of the preaching chords, and so these tritones do come from the blues scale. So we're going to start on the 3. So the 3 of A is C sharp. So you just count up 4 half steps from that. So starting at A, not counting A by the way too. So here's A, and then just 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is where we're going to start. And also, before I really delve into these chords are assuming that you do have a bass player present. So if you're in the, you can double up, but a lot of times if you do have a bass player present, or if you're on organ, use the bass pedals on the floor. So like your feet should be doing the work on the floor for the bass. If you do have a bass player present, just don't worry about playing the actual like bass notes. So for example, because we have the 3, which is C sharp, I will be instead teaching the tritone for the left hand instead of the bass note. So that's the bass note, but we're going to do the tritone. So the tritone of C sharp is what we're going to begin on, which is B and F natural, or B natural and F. Yeah. And then one way you can also find any tritone, it is the flat 7 and the major third, the flat 7, or the minor 7. So the flat 7 and the major third of a key. So for example, in the key of A's tritone is C sharp and G natural. Okay, and you can find that because once again, from A to C sharp, that's going to be 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the flat 7 of A natural is G. You can do this one of 2 ways. You can start at A and count down 2 half steps. So here's A, and then 1, 2 half steps. So that's G natural. So A, 1, 2. Or another way would be a little longer, but you would count up from A, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 half steps, which I prefer the first way. So just counting 2 half steps down, beginning at not counting your whatever your root note is. So A, and then 1, 2. All right. So we got our major third, and then our flat 7. Okay, but we're starting on the tritone once again. So the tritone for C sharp, though, we're still in the key of A. The tritone for the key of C sharp is going to be B natural, because this is C sharp. Count down 2 half steps. 1, 2. That's going to be part of your tritone. And then from C sharp, it's the major thirds. You're going to count up 4 half steps. So C sharp, D natural, D sharp, E, F. So that's going to be our tritone for C sharp, okay? And then also I'm using my pinky on B and my my pinky on B and then my index finger on F natural. Okay? Okay, and then we're gonna go 1 half step up. So slide your pinky. So this is the 3. We're starting at the 3, which is C sharp. And we're going to go to the 4 of A, which is D. But we're going to play the tritone of D. Okay, so we find D, count 2 half steps down to get that first part of the tritone. 1, 2. And then the major third of D, we're going to count up 4 half steps. So D, not counting D, so D is our starting point, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, which is F sharp. Okay, so B and F, C and F sharp. Okay, and then for our next chord, our up chord, it's going to be a fully diminished chord. However, I am going to leave a few notes out on purpose. So you're at C and F sharp with your pinky and your index finger respectively. Go ahead and add in your middle finger to D sharp, also known as E flat. That's going to be your up chord or your diminished chord. And then a lot of times at my church and a lot of churches, we say up because we're in the moment of, like, whether your pastor is preaching or your bishop is preaching or you're doing shouting music. A lot of times, you can, but a lot of times your musical director or MD doesn't have enough time to say fully diminished 7th chord. Like, that's a lot of words within a short time span because y'all are moving fast, and oftentimes preaching, depending on different cadences of preachers and bishops, they have a different cadence. But especially during shouting music, you don't have time to say fully diminished 7th chord or something like that. But a lot of times we'll just keep it very short. So say up. So I have my pinky on C, middle finger on D sharp, also known as E flat, and my index finger on F sharp. So that's going to be our up chord. And then we're going to go to the 5. So place your pinky on D. Oh, the 5 of A, by the way, is E. Okay, so A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, perfect 5th, by the way. But the tritone for E, you're going to figure it out. So you're going to start with E, and you're going to count down 2 half steps. So here's E, E flat, and D. Okay, that's the first part of my tritone. And then the second part, here's E, and then you're going to count up 4 half steps. So E, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that's your full tritone. And tri means 2, by the way. I mean, tri means 3. Tri means 3, but sorry, bear with me. And my mind is going faster than my mouth at the moment. But for this particular moment, your tritone is a dyad that, once again, it is found in the blues scale. It is a dyad. Di means 2, and then triad is 3. So a tritone is made up of 2 notes. And then when you add more notes to that, more minor notes, I'm sorry, minor intervals rather, that becomes a diminished chord, diminished seventh chord. Okay, so there's that. Sorry, that was just a side note I wanted to give you guys and make sure that you guys caught on to that. But we're at the 5 chord, so, and then we're going to go back to the 1. So my pinky is on D, my index finger is on G sharp, also known as A flat. And then I'm going to place my ring finger on C sharp and my thumb on G. So now we're back to the 1. Okay, so that's it for the left hand. It's your tritones for your left hand. So 3, C sharp, B, and F. And pinky is on B, index finger is on F. Okay, and then next, my pinky is going to go to C natural, and my thumb is on, or my pinky is on, my index finger rather, I'm sorry, is on F sharp. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, that's our 4 chord. And then for my up chord, also known as the diminished chord, I'm gonna add in my middle finger to D sharp. That's our up chord. Okay, and then to our 5 chord, to our 5 chord, my pinky's on D, my index finger's on G sharp. And then back to the 1. Okay, and then my ring finger is on C sharp, my thumb is on G. Okay, all right, and then so for your right hand, very simple. I'm gonna keep this very simple because a lot of the work is, and when I say work, a lot of the sound, like the bluesy sound, which is where these notes are coming from, especially that tritone, that's doing most of the work, the heavy lifting. Okay, so very simple. So in my right hand, I'm just keeping it simple. I have my pinky on A, my index finger on E. Okay, and then I'm going to add my, I'm going to keep it right there. I'm going to keep it right there. So A, pinky, E is on, index finger is on E. And then, but for this next chord though, I'm going to add C. So I'm going to place my thumb on C. Okay. And then after that, so from left to right, just for my right hand, my thumb is on C, my index finger is on E, my pinky's on A. Okay, I'm actually going to shift, so because we have that up chord, also known as the diminished chord, so I'm going to place my middle finger on E instead. So my thumb is on C, my middle finger's on E, my pinky's on A. And then for that diminished chord, I'm going to add, I'm going to take off my middle finger from E. And then when we go to that diminished chord, I'm going to place my index finger on D sharp. So from left to right on my right hand, C has my thumb is on C, my index finger is on D sharp, and then my pinky's on A. Okay, that's our up chord. And then for the 5 chord, just going to keep it very simple. My index finger is on G, and then my pinky's on C. Okay, and then back to the 1, our 1 chord, which is going to be E natural and A. And then my index finger is back on E, and then my pinky is back on A natural. And then you can also play around with that and see how you like that, because a lot of times you can like the finger positions, you can kind of mess around and see what feels most comfortable to you. So for example, I'm shifting between my index finger and my pinky on G and C respectively, and then my thumb on E. Coming back to the one, I have my thumb on E and then my middle finger on A. Okay, and then so that really, you can play around with that, see if you like, what's most comfortable to you. I highly recommend that. And then also just taking them slowly. So I'm gonna call out numbers, and then I'm just gonna spell them out with my fingers, just spell them out on the keyboard rather with my fingers, just one by one. So here's the 3. Tritone on the left, so pinky on B, index finger on F, and then on my right hand, E with my index finger, and then A with my pinky. Okay. And then going to the 4. Okay. Pinky on C, index finger on F sharp, and then on my right hand, my thumb is on C, my index finger is on E, my pinky is on A. That's our 4 chord. Okay, and then now we're gonna get our diminished chord. So I'm gonna drop in my left hand, I'm gonna keep everything the same, but I'm gonna add my middle finger on D sharp, also known as E flat. And then in my right hand, I'm gonna leave it the same, but I'm gonna place my index finger on D sharp as well. Okay. And then for my 5 chord, I'm gonna go pinky on D, in my left hand by the way, pinky on D, index finger on G sharp, and then my right hand, index finger on G natural, and pinky on C. And then back to the 1. So ring finger for my left hand, ring finger on C sharp, thumb on G natural, and then in my right hand, index finger on E, and pinky on A. All right, so I'm going to play these one more time with no talking. So I'm just going to go left to right. All right, so here we go. All right, and that is basically it. That is it for the beginner chords rather, for teaching chords in the key of A natural. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything I went over in the video, about music theory, about it could be about anything. It could be about what kind of keyboard you like, any kind of gear that you like to use while you play music. And also, this is not just for beginners. This is for everyone who needs a refresher, everyone who wants to just get better, period. This is for just everyone who wants to learn. Thank you guys so much for your support. It means a lot. Once again, thank you all for all the new subscribers. We're at 200, and we're just going to keep going on the road to 300. Honestly, on the road to 1,000 plus, even 10,000. I don't see why not. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. If you're liking, or if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, comment, share, all the beautiful things. And then if you're on any one of my social medias, my social media is Instagram at Courtney Danie, and Danie is spelled Danie. I do a lot of I actually show a lot of clips where I'm on organ at church, which is so fun. Oh my goodness. And then I am on Facebook, Courtney Christie. My first name is Courtney. Last name is Christie, Christie. Instagram, or I already said Instagram. TikTok, Courtney Produces, at Courtney Produces. I'm trying to remember all my social medias, but definitely on Instagram and Facebook. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, repost. I know Instagram has that nice repost button, so definitely please repost. Oh, and also, I'm doing virtual piano lessons, guys. So please let me know. They are the link is in my bio. This up, yeah, up in my bio. And yeah, it's $50 for 30 minutes. We go over a lot. There's so much value in there. So we do basic chords, we do basic music theory, basic preaching chords, um, just fun stuff. Fun but productive though. So, and each lesson is tailor made to each individual. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for your support. It means a lot, and I do look forward to seeing you guys in the next video for B flat. So that's gonna be fun. So that's going to be really fun in the next video. So, but thank you guys once again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.